Hey everybody, welcome to the Radio.co demo and online radio Q&A with me, Phil. We're going to be starting in about 30 seconds or so. And remember, if you've got any questions you want to ask, then you can. Just head to our, wherever you're watching this, on YouTube or Facebook, and just leave your questions there. But we'll be starting very, very shortly. Hey everybody, welcome to the live Radio.co demo with me, Phil. I'm your Customer Success Manager and the one who's going to run you through the entire software. So we always make a claim, or boast rather, that you can literally get your radio station up and running in less than an hour. So in fact, in half an hour, I'm going to show you exactly how you can include, uploading your content, building your shows, scheduling those shows, monitoring your audience, and, showing people where they can listen. So it really is very, very easy to get started. If you miss any of this, then don't worry, it will be available afterwards. Or if you'd like a one-to-one demo with myself or one of my colleagues, then you can do. Just get in touch and we can book a demo with you or visit our website. Okay, so let's get started. So I guess to get here, you need to head to our website and head to our pricing page. From there, you will just need to find, whichever plan it is that you want. There'll be a button under each of our plans that says Start Trial. Click on that, follow the instructions, and in literally a couple of minutes, 3 minutes maybe, you'll be ready to log in and you'll see this. This is called your dashboard or your home page. So this is what you'll see every time you log into your account. So the most important element is obviously this. It's your on-air, off-air button. When you create your account, obviously it's going to be off. All you need to do is press this button and it will turn it on. So if I just turn it off, it just gives it a couple of seconds. There we go. That's what you'll see. And all you need to do to turn it on is simply press it. And as soon as you do, it's our servers are then the ones that powering your station. So a lot of people ask us, do I need a computer on 24/7 running your station? The answer is no. The only time you need your computer on is if you are, updating your radio station, including some programming, or if you're broadcasting live. Otherwise, simply turn it on and then just, shut your computer off if you want to. We will keep your station running 24/7. This information at the top, this is all about live broadcasting. So if you wanted to do a live show, so, an actual DJ, like me, for example, currently live behind this microphone doing a show, then what you would do is use this information here. Connection status, that's about you as a DJ. Are you connected for your live broadcast? I'm not currently doing a live show, which is why it says not connected. If I was, it would say connected, and then if I was live, it would then say live. Currently, it's counting down the time I've got left until I'm next going on air in about 13 hours' time. However, if I was in the middle of a show, it would count and say how much time I've got left of that current show. And to actually broadcast live, you need to connect to a broadcaster or an encoder. They're both the same thing, just different names. What these do is these will take one input from your computer and use that to broadcast live. So it could be your input is a mixing desk, an audio interface, or even maybe some DJ equipment. So then everything that you're doing through those inputs is going out on air. So it's very, very quick and very easy to get, to get live on air. The download broadcaster is exclusively for Windows devices. So if you have a Windows computer, download this, you open it up each time, it connects using your exact same Radio.co login in details, and there we go, you're live on air. If you're a Mac user, then you just need to hit this button where it says connection details. Here you'll see your host, port, and password, and these are unique to your radio station. So you'll need to enter these into a third-party piece of software that we recommend called BUT, or Broadcast Using This Tool as its proper name, but but is the acronym we all use. And that will ask you for your host port and password. Enter that in, and there we go. It's connected to your Radio.co account. We've got a guide on our help center that will show you how to connect live as well. So for more information, head to help.radio.co to look for broadcasting live. This information here, this is all relevant to whichever plan you want to take out with us. Here we have listeners, bandwidth, and storage. This refers to the concurrent number of listeners that you have. So here on this account, for example, we can have a maximum of 20,000 people listening at the exact same time. So we'll count it there for you. Bandwidth, this is data that's required for people to listen to your station. So as soon as I begin listening to an online radio stream, I'll end up using up bandwidth. The longer I listen for, and the more people that listen, the more bandwidth gets used up. So we'll keep a record of how much is currently being used and how much you've currently got. And this gets reset every month. And then storage, pretty self-explanatory. This is for all of your music that you want to play, any pre-recorded content, jingles, adverts, anything you want. This will show you how much you're currently using and how much you've got overall. And then this is just for the current playout. You can see which track is currently playing, which tracks have previously played, what's coming up next, and in terms of our schedule, what's coming up within the next 24 hours. So if I go to media, this is where we'll upload all of your media. And as I said, this can be music, jingles, adverts, podcasts, anything you want. And to upload it, you just need to click on Add Media. This can be any MP3 or AAC file. Either one of those will work. You can select them from your computer or simply drag them onto this screen here. Or alternatively, you can use FTP, or File Transfer Protocol. This is just an alternative way that you can upload either large files or a large bulk of files. Your Radio.co account comes with its own unique FTP information, so you can use it in some software. There's a free piece of software actually called FileZilla, which will do the job very, very well for you. And again, we've got information about how that works on our uploading media section of our help center. But this is the information that you will need. Otherwise, just drag and drop or select them from your computer. And when you do, they'll all appear in like a long list format such as here. And you'll see that almost all of these tracks have got these brightly coloured labels attached to them. And they're what we call tags. And what these tags do is they can help you categorise all of your media. So it's just a way of looking at a track and knowing that's a pop track, that's rock, that's chilled, jazz. Of course, it doesn't always have to be genre. It could be type. So we've got an advert here. We've also got podcasts. I think jingles is another one we've got there, like so. You can type in anything you want. You could type in a random series of letters and numbers if you like. It's up to you to, decide how you want to categorize or place your tracks into, folders essentially. So if you wanted to, as well, you can have multiple tags here as well. So we've got ones that's chilled, it's acoustic, it's from the 80s. Obviously it's not, it's a Bob Marley track, but it's just as an example. Okay, so if I want to tag a track, let's tag these. All you need to do is click on the white box next to each track. Go to the top here where it says Add and Create Tag. If I click on that, you can see all the other tags I've used. So yeah, blues, hard rock, gospel, heavy metal in Deep Purple, obviously. Okay, so if I wanted to create one, all I need to do is type in anything I want. So it could be a random series of letters, or we'll try and do a proper one. We'll say fast beat. Maybe this is a a bit more of a a track with a good BPM. Click in fast beat. Click on add. What it does is it then assigns it a color and attaches it to those tracks. So I now know, looking at these tracks, they have a fast beat. Maybe that's the way I want to differentiate my tracks. And if I go to here on the left, it says tags. If I click on that, what it would do is it would display all the tags I've used alongside a number of how many tracks are associated with that tag. So as you can see, if I wanted to build a 90s show, I've got 152 tracks I've tagged as 90s. So again, it's just a perfectly good way of categorizing all of your media. You can also use these tags in your playlists, which I'll explain a little bit further very shortly. Okay, so if I go to recordings, this is where your recorded shows will actually be saved. So if you subscribe to at least our bronze plan, you'll have access to our live recording feature. And what this does is you can set your live shows to record. So then as soon as they're finished, they're available as an MP3. So you can see here, we got an old show that we did that was an hour and 20 minutes in length that we did on the 26th of July this year. Because I finished doing that show, I could go to Actions button. I could download the recording. I can edit it as well if I wanted to. I can, chop a bit off the end or take a bit off the start. I can upload it to Radio.co, turn it into a podcast if it's a talk-based show. It's a great way of repurposing your content. Or we also have some Mixcloud integration. So this is a good way of making your music shows available as an on-demand source. So when you've finished your show, why not publish it to Mixcloud and invite people to listen to it again? I'll show you how to set a show to record very shortly, but for now, this is where they're saved. Voice tracking. So this will let you record your voice and place it directly into your playlist. So you can see here, I've got a number of ones that I've made. I've got, Phil Shoutout, Phil Advert, Phil Talks. Obviously, they're all mine. But this will let you record your voice up to 10 minutes in length, and it can be about absolutely anything. It could be introducing what's coming up next, asking people to get in touch, or you could use that full 10 minutes to, interview someone, do a mini podcast, or, just do a big pre-recorded talk segment. I'll show you how to record one shortly, but for now, again, this is where they're all saved. Okay, so if I go to the next section, is talk shows. Talk shows, this is a feature in our gold plan, and this will let you create like an online chat room that you can invite guests from all over the world to come and join you and record up to a 60-minute pre-recorded show. It's a fantastic feature, and it's a great way of, having guests or co-hosts involved in a pre-recorded show. Relays, this will let you schedule in an online source from another radio station. So maybe you have got another radio station, or you've got a friend, a relative, or just someone who's willing to share their programming. What you can do is you can simultaneously broadcast their content onto your station as a way of opening out to a bigger audience. So this is where they're saved, and I'll show you how to schedule one in very shortly. And finally, in this section, we have news. What this does is this allows you to schedule in a pre-recorded news bulletin. You choose the news source. So as long as it's a HTTP or .mp3 file, we've got a few available actually, or rather ones that we recommend using on our blog. Some good news sources to use. So head there if you want some ideas. What you do is you decide on the news source you want to use. You can put a bit of intro, outro music, a bit of background audio if you like. And then you set how frequently you want it to go out on air. Here, we're looking at all day, every day. But you can be very specific. So let's get rid of Thursday and Friday. And let's change it from all day to every hour between the hours of, say 6 and 2. Something random like that. And what that will do is that will automatically broadcast your news source every Monday to Wednesday and Saturday and Sunday between the hours of 6 and 2. Whatever news source is updated, so it will be automatically updated from their end, anyway, the news source that you use, it'll be the latest headlines when it comes to play. So it's just a great way of automating your own news bulletin. And this is available in our silver plan upwards. Okay, so playlists. This is how you build a show. Every show is a playlist. It's a running order of content. And you can see some shows that I've created. I've got Breakfast Show, Classic Rock, Greatest Hits, Monday Evening, Rock and Roll. Now, there is one playlist that you will be given when you create your account, and it's this one. It's our default playlist. Now, what this does is this serves two very important purposes. First of all, it's there as a failsafe, a way of rescuing you in the case of a technical emergency. So imagine you're broadcasting a show and your internet connection fails, or you have a power cut, or for any reason you or your DJ are late turning up to their own show. Then instead of it going to awkward silence and your audience wondering why they're hearing dead air, the default playlist can automatically fade in and start playing instead. You can actually choose any playlist you want to play as a backup, but the default is the one that is, it's the default backup. It won't have any material in it, so that's why we always recommend filling this playlist with as much material as possible. I've got 29 tracks in mind, so if I was off air for a large amount of time, I've got 29 tracks playing on loop until I'm back on air. What it will also do is it will fill in any gap in your schedule, so you don't have to create 24 hours worth of programming every single day. And I'll explain that a little bit further when I get to the schedule. But for now, let me build a playlist. So if I go here, new playlist, let's call this one Wonderful Songs. Keep it nice and light-hearted. Give it a colour, hopefully a wonderful colour. That's all right, a nice mint colour. Click on Add. And when you click on the Add button, it takes you to the playlist builder screen. So you can see here the name of the playlist I'm building and its current duration. Currently, it's got nothing in it, so that's why it's 0. So to add a track to it, all you need to do is click on the plus button next to every track that I want to add in. So this opens up on all of my uploaded media. I've got podcasts, music tracks, jingles, adverts. I've got everything in here. So if I want to add it in, all I need to do is click on the plus button next to every track. And you can see when I do, it jumps straight into my playlist like that. Let's add in a couple bit of variety, like so. And you can see every time I add a track, it adds it to my duration here. Now, you don't have to add tracks in the specific order that they're in, because once they're in here, you can move them around. Just drag them with your mouse, like so. Get them in the right running order for you. Now, I said before about tags. Tags are a great way of helping you build a playlist. So if I click on the tags option here, this will open up all of my tags in a similar form to, that page we visited before. So you can see all of my tags here. So 90s, if you remember, I had about 150 tracks in my 90s tag. So what I can do is I can drag this in. Now what this will do is when it reaches this tag in the running order, what it will do is the software will play a random track that's associated with that tag. There's 150 to choose from. It will just play a random one out of those 150, followed by another random one, followed by a random chill track. Now, a great thing about this is that our software will play a track at random, and it will play every track within that tag before it even repeats any. So I had 150 90s tracks. If I put this tag in 150 times, each time will be a random track. The 151st time will be a track that's already played. So it's just a great way of adding a bit of variety, or shuffle, randomization. You don't know what's going to play until it actually plays, and you can actually build your playlist completely made up of tags if you wanted to. Recordings. So this will let you, like I said, this is where your live shows have been saved. So we've got here that old show from the 26th of July. If I want to repeat this, drag it in. And there we go. I'm now playing this old 1 hour and 20-minute long show within my now almost 4-hour playlist. So that's how you repeat a show. Simply place it into your playlist and it'll play it in its entirety. Voice tracks. Now, as I said, this will let you record your voice directly into the playlist for up to 10 minutes in length. And to record one, all you do is click on the microphone button here. Click on this once, and it'll ask you to confirm the microphone or the interface or the mixing desk you want to use. This is mine. Click on it a second time, and it will start counting back from 10 minutes. So it's currently recording everything that I'm saying through my microphone. So again, I could use this to introduce a track that's coming up next. I could use this to invite people to follow me on social media. Or I can use this full 10 minutes to interview someone or record a podcast. What a lot of people actually have started using this voice tracking tool for is to actually record dry adverts. So rather than having to go away and create a 30-second advert about something, instead, why not just talk for 30 seconds? Just write a script or have a script provided for you and just record for 30 seconds about why someone should go to that particular company. It's what podcasters do a lot of just dry vocal adverts, and it's a really good tool and an easy way for you to do it yourself. Click on stop. And what it will do is it will generate it, and I can actually listen back to it if I want to. I won't though, because it won't come through properly through the speakers. But if I press play, it will play back what I've just recorded. If I don't like it, I can clear recording and start again. If I do like it though, I just need to name it. So we'll just call this one Phil Recording 1. Nice and original. Click on create. And then it will do that. It will create it and place your voice track at the bottom by default of your playlist here. Now, if you don't want it there, you can just drag it round like so. Or I can even get rid of it by clicking on the cross button. And even if I do get rid of it, it's not deleted forever. It's here at the top. And as I said, it's just a great way of recording pre-recorded bits of vocals and scattering them periodically through your playlist to give off the impression it was a live show, but really, you recorded it previously. Just a great tool to have. And I said, this is available if you subscribe to at least our bronze plan. Okay, I'm happy with this playlist, so I'm going to click on Save Changes. And I'm now going to schedule it in. So if I go to Schedule, this is what you'll see. You'll see the days of the week and the different increments of time down by the side. And as I scroll down, you'll see everything that I've got scheduled on my station. And in fact, the only thing I've got is this. It's a live show, 9 till 12 with Alan. Now, as I said before, that default playlist will automatically fill in any gap on your schedule. So you can see every day between 12 and 9 a.m., there's a huge gap. For 21 hours every day, my default playlist is just automatically playing continuously on loop. Those 30 tracks are playing and again and again and again. And like I said, this is a great way of helping you manage your station. We encourage you to create a 24/7 station, but of course we don't expect you to create 24 hours of programming every day. So let our software do a lot of the work for you. A lot of people actually as well keep this schedule completely blank and they refresh their default playlist every week or every day. Maybe you could do the same, or you could create your own shows, and that's what I'll do now. So to create your own show, all you need to do is find the day you want. So Thursday is highlighted in grey because that's today, if you didn't know. And I'm going to select 9 o'clock. I'm going to do a show from 9 till 11 today. So if I click on 9, I can drag it down to any time that I like. So drag it down to 11 in this case. Let go. When you let go of the mouse, you just need to confirm the information regarding this show. You can see it starts at 9, it runs for 2 hours, and it finishes at 11. Currently, I've only got it scheduled for Thursday, but if I would like this to be a show that repeats on several nights, I just need to select any night that I want. So Saturday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or you can do it every day if you like. So we'll go every day. You can also repeat this on a weekly basis, or a fortnightly basis, or once every month, but we'll do it every week. And this means it's going to schedule this show every day, every week, up until a random date. Here I've got the end of July 2021. So it's going to schedule this program every day for almost 12 months. You can actually schedule it into 2 years in advance if you wanted to. If I click on the Advanced tab, this is where you select what kind of show this is going to be. So I'm going to select Playlist, which simply means I'm going to play a playlist during this time. This is a drop-down option, and this is where you select which playlist you want to have. It's in alphabetical order, so there we go, Wonderful Songs is at the bottom. If I click on that, that means I'm going to play the Wonderful Songs playlist 9 till 11 every day, every week, until the end of July 2021. If I'm happy with that, click on Create Event, and in just a second or two, it will do exactly that. There we go, 12 months worth of programming has been entered in as quickly as that. So you can see here, 9 till 11, Wonderful Songs. So in my current programming, I've got a huge gap from 12. So from 12 till 9, my default playlist is just playing on repeat again and again. When it gets to 9 o'clock, that will fade out, and my Wonderful Songs playlist will fade in at 9 o'clock and play for 2 hours, or it will then automatically fade out. Now, if this is going to be a live show, you just need to do something slightly different. So if I click on it, for it to be a live show, all you need to do is instead of playlist, select Live DJ. When you do so, you just need to select which DJ you want to host this show, because the software is going to expect that particular user to be connected. So I'm going to have James. He's going to host this live show. And I'll show you at the end how to invite other people to your account. But for now, James is happy with this. I hope so. We're going to record this broadcast. So if I click on, that means as soon as this show is finished, it's available as an MP3. I'm happy with this, so I'm going to click on Update Event. Update all events in this series. Click on Confirm. And again, it will just take a second or two to make all of those changes. So now for the next 12 months, James is hosting live 9 till 11. Now, if James has any technical issues, like I said, power cuts, or he's late, then you can see which playlist is actually going to be our backup playlist, which in this case is Wonderful Songs. But you can actually choose any playlist to be your backup playlist from this drop-down menu here. You can also see recording has been enabled, so when this show is finished, it'll be available as a 2-hour-long MP3 that I can do whatever I want with it. So what's going to happen here is my default playlist is playing. As it approaches 9 o'clock, it's going to send a signal to James's profile. If James has logged in, he's connected, he's ready to go, then as soon as it hits 9 o'clock, he gets full control and he can play whatever he wants until 11. Once it hits 11 o'clock, he'll be automatically faded out and the next show will start, which in this case is my default playlist. So rest assured, if you haven't got any DJs who are very good at time management, then our software is. So we'll make sure your show starts and finish on time. We'll automatically fade out James when he's supposed to finish. And if you want to delete an event, all you need to do is click on Delete, delete all events, or you can delete just that one you've selected. You can see just a second or two to do it. So you can see it's very, very quick and easy to create, edit and delete your shows, no matter how broad or meticulous you want to make your 24-hour station. Okay, so if I go to the Listen tab, this is where people are going to find the listen link to listen to your station. So this is a URL, it's unique to your station, and it's automatically generated when you create your account. If you shared this on social media or messaged it out to people in an email, they'll click on this, it'll take them to a blank page with a play button that will simply stream your station. Arguably, it's not the most attractive way of people listening to your station, so if you have a website, you can build a web player, which will look something along the lines of this. You can see it comes in different shapes and sizes, and all you need to do is click on the Add Player button, and it'll ask you what shape, size, colour. Do you want it to display the branding of your station, or do you want it to display the cover art of any music that's playing? You make those decisions. You then copy the embed code, paste it onto your website, and, republish your website. And then anytime someone visits those web pages, they'll see this, they'll press play, and they'll listen to your station. Now, there are other ways people can listen to your station. There are internet radio directories, such as Streamer. You can submit to those for free, and people can find you on that platform. However, other ways that we provide come in here in the form of our add-ons. If you would like an iPhone or an Android app for your radio station, you can create it. And what you do is you just follow our step-by-step guide, and you decide, what your app looks like. Do you want it to display, again, the cover art or whatever you choose? But it doesn't have any of our branding on. It's completely white label, so people won't search for a Radio.co app. They'll search for the name of your radio station on the Apple App Store or the Google Play Store. And very briefly, I'll show you what an iOS app may look like. So again, this is a very basic version, just to give you as an example. But you decide the name of it, the logo for your station to appear on the home screen. You choose the color scheme. Do you want an image or a color in the background? Here's your station logo, the branding of whatever's playing. And you can also link people to social media pages or a YouTube channel or a website, so people can get in contact with you or find out more about you through the app. It's just a way of making the most of everybody being glued to their mobile phones. So if you were interested in building an iPhone and an Android app, you can do it through us. It's included in the Gold and the Pro plan, or for an additional charge, as you can see here. If you don't have a website and you would like one, you can build one through here, and people can listen to your station from that website through the web player I showed you previously. And the other mode that we offer people to listen to your station via is an Alexa skill. This will mean people can say, Alexa, play the name of your radio station. Again, they don't need to look for a Radio.co one. They'll ask to play the name of your radio station. And this can be added on, again, for an additional fee. Just great ways of making your radio station as available as possible. Okay, so statistics. This is how you can monitor the performance of your radio station. We keep all stats and figures regarding your station, in terms of statistics, for a maximum of 60 days at a time. So you can currently see how many unique listeners. So unique listeners are actual people that have listened to your station. The total listeners is how many times your station has been listened to through those people. So clearly a lot of these people have listened more than once. You can see the peak number, so how many people, or rather the maximum amount of people that listened at the same time, and average listening time is here. So you can see how long people were averagely listening for your station. We'll also monitor exactly where in the world people are listening to your station. So apparently this demo account has got a huge Yemen audience, so that's why it's displaying top. But wherever people find your station the most popular, that'll be displayed instead. We'll also show you how people are listening to your station. So here, a lot of people are listening just from their Android web browser, or Google Chrome, or from a desktop computer, smartphone, smart speaker. So however you make your station available, it's there. We'll be able to monitor it for you. We also have real-time stats. So right to the very second, you can see exactly who's been listening to our radio station at this moment in time. We've got someone listening from Dorset in the UK. They're listening from TuneIn. And you can see what time they're connected, how long they've been listening for. It's just a great way if people say, I'm really enjoying your station. You can actually look on the live view and see if they are actually listening to them. And if they're not, you can call them a liar. It's just a good way of monitoring your live feed. Reports. This is, I guess, serves two main purposes. First of all, this is for licensing purposes. So, as you're aware, with licensing, in order to pay royalties to the artists that you've played, the licensing organizations that you work with will ask you to send them a report. Usually, it can be every 30 days. So if I click on Track Summary, and here I've selected the last 30 days, What the software's doing is it's pulling every track that I've played within the last 30 days. It will tell me how many times it's played and how many people actually listen to it. There we go. So you can see here, all my popular tracks, how many times it's played, how many people listen to it. You will then download this as a CSV file, and you can then email it to the licensing organization, or there may be a form you have to fill in for it. It changes depending on which organization you work for. But this is the information that they'll need, and this is all they'll need to pay out royalties. It's also a good way for advertisers. If you've got someone advertising on your station, you can actually pull up the information here to see how popular a certain advert has been and how many people have listened to it. Imagine if this was an advert, that's how many times it's played, how many people actually heard it. So again, a great way to show advertisers where adverts are working or not working. This information, again, is only available for a maximum of 60 days, so we do recommend you downloading these reports as often as you want, maybe every 30 days. Settings. When you create an account with us, you'll probably spend more time on the settings, just making sure everything sounds and looks correct. I'll give you a brief tour of what they look like. So, profile. This is obviously the identity of your station. You choose what it's called, your logo, a bit of information about you there. And we also have a weekly digest email. This means that at the end of every week, you will get an email to say how well your station has done. So turn it on, and it means you don't need to log into your account to check out your station's performance. We'll do it for you. Broadcast. This is how you adjust how your station sounds. The default crossfade, that applies to how long it takes for a track to finish before a track starts coming in. I think the default is 3 seconds, but you can adjust it to 10 or get rid of it completely. It's a nice little sound of just one track finishing, another track starting. Live anytime, that's a great feature for the owner of the account. This means that as the owner, you don't need to schedule yourself in for a broadcast. You can just go live anytime you like. And the streaming quality is here. You can adjust how you want your station to sound in terms of quality. All of our plans will let you broadcast to at least 192 kbps. That's a really crystal clear CD quality sound. And our Pro plan will let you broadcast to almost twice that at 320 kbps. Security, we have security measures so you can stop people from particular countries from listening to your station. We'll have called Ripper Protection. This will protect your station from the most notorious means of people stealing your stream or taking your bandwidth away. Turn that on if you like. We have settings in place to stop the same artist or rather the same album playing too often in our advanced settings. We have integration settings where you can integrate it with a Podcast.co account, Twitter account, or a Mixcloud account. And your billing information is here. So you can actually upgrade and downgrade your plan as often as you like. And even though we'd rather you didn't, you can cancel your account from this page as well. So everything to do with your account can be completely managed by yourself right from here. And finally is the users. This is how you invite people onto your account. So whoever creates it, in this case, is Alan. He's the owner. He's the only one on the account that has access to billing information. So, anyone else who gets invited to the account doesn't see that sensitive data. Station manager, they have the same job responsibilities as Alan here, as the owner, but they can't see billing information. Music controller, that will give someone the ability to create playlists, schedule live shows, but they can't change any settings. The DJ, that's the one people tend to use the most. This will let someone log in remotely, host a live show, log back out. So say if it was me, you wanted me to be a live DJ on your show, don't know why you wouldn't, click on invite a user at the top here, enter my name, so Phil, you'd enter my email address, and then what role you want me to have. So in this case, DJ. I will then get an email to say I've been invited to join a station. I follow those instructions, and in a minute or so, I will get my own unique login in details. So as the owner, you don't need to share yours. I'll get my own. It means I can then log in from my computer from anywhere in the world and host this live show. One thing to note about a DJ is that I can only follow the instructions of those above me. So I can't log in before my show and start broadcasting whenever I like. I can only host a live show at the exact times I've been scheduled to do it. So rest assured, if you do invite others to your account, if you give them DJ access, they can't run amok and sort of take over your station for you. So everybody, that's a crash course really on how to, get everything started. There are other features that we do have, but, this is just a basic introduction on, how you would upload your media and create your programs and such. So there's plenty more that you can find out about how our software works on our website, on our university, at our help centre. But for the rest of the show, for the next sort of 10 minutes or so, I'm going to, I'm going to sort of answer a couple of questions. So thank you very much for sending your questions beforehand and for sending them in live. So we've got a couple of questions, some popular ones. So the first one I'm going to answer is from Thomas Elliott. It's not got a station just yet, or his station's called Not Yet. Not too sure. His question is, how do you navigate copyright music? Do I need a license, and what is the cost? This is probably the most popular question we get asked about online radio, is about licensing. Currently, we don't include licensing in any of our plans, but it is something we are hoping to introduce in the future. We can't give too much guidance about the logistics of licensing because, we don't personally deal with it. But broadly speaking, you will pay an annual licensing fee for an organisation based in the country your station is broadcasting from. So I'm based in the UK. I would deal with a UK-based organisation. You pay them a yearly fee. You give them your reports, and they'll pay the royalties on your behalf. Prices can vary greatly from country to country, organisation to organisation, but it all depends ultimately on your plans for the station. So the only way to get the definitive answers is to get in contact with them, really. And again, we've got a great guide on our blog and help centre all about licensing, and also links to some places for some of the countries as well. So do look out for it there. We've got another question from Rochi One. His radio station is the Soul of a Grenada, I forget. And his question is, what is the best way to take telephone calls and interviews? There are a couple of ways actually you can take calls and interviews. So our founder James Mulvaney has actually done a wonderful video about various different ways that you can actually do a live show or interview. One way you could do it, as I mentioned before, we've got our talk shows feature. So you could record up to a 60-minute show. Record obviously as many as you like. It's a great way of getting guests from all corners of the world for them to sound just as good as you do through your microphone. That's one way. Of course, there's other ways like plugging a mobile phone into a mixing desk. And then when someone calls, you just fade that fader up and that's it. They're live on air. Of course, some phones, like the latest iPhones, which I've unfortunately got, doesn't have headphone ports for you to plug into a mixing desk. But there are ones like the Rodecaster Pro, which have Bluetooth connectivity. But there are other ways that you can incorporate calls. You could also have a tablet or a phone that's connected to Skype or Zoom and, feed calls that way. But again, we've got a great video on, on our blog. I think it's called How to Get Callers on Air Using Mix Minus, I believe it's called. It's a particular cable. Find that on our blog, and that'll tell you some great ways of getting callers and guests on your station. Okay, let's have a look at some more questions. Let's have a look. Oh, someone's asked about FTP. So, sort of the best way to use FTP. So, again, sort of the ways, as a reminder, the FTP information there is to come here or add media. FTP information is there. I know some people use some news providers that send their news via FTP. So, there is a way that when they send the latest news headlines, if it's for that day, it should overwrite that file. So as long as you schedule your news broadcasts in, it can update the files that way through FTP. Let's have a look. How could I change the name of a playlist? Very, very simple, actually. If I just go to the playlists. So every time you make a playlist, it doesn't matter if you've got anything wrong, you want to change anything to it, because you can edit it as often as you want. Even if I had scheduled a playlist to go on air every day for 2 years, all I need to do is click on edit on this little pencil button here. And here I can just change the any information here, like so. Just the edit playlist. Change the name here. I can even give it some specific artwork. So if I've got a 70s progressive rock show and I've got a piece of cover art I've made for it, I can add it there. And that will play, or you can rather decide for that to play instead of the cover art for your particular music. But this is how you change it all here. And again, all you need to do is if it's already scheduled, just edit it and it will change the name of the playlist, the contents of the playlist, as much as you like, no matter how long it's been scheduled in for. Kang Sung Jun says, is it required to upload the songs to your service, or can it originate from another website? We always recommend uploading your content directly to your Radio.co account. The reason being is because of our auto DJ capabilities. The only way that you can switch your computer off and let us power your station for you is if you've got content actually uploaded to your account. So if you don't upload any content, well, we don't have anything to automatically sort of create for you. So if you upload content, you can build playlists, you can schedule them for broadcasting, and most importantly, if something happens, you've got backup material playing. You can play music from another source, so maybe you've just got files from your computer or another streaming service you prefer to use. The only way to broadcast from that, however, is to constantly broadcast live. The only way to broadcast music from another source is to broadcast live. And again, with those encoders, it will take all the audio from that particular input. So it's always best to upload material, but there are other ways or rather other places you can play music from. Let's have a look what else we've got. Can we take a live feed for news? I may not be quite answering your question, but there are, I said, there are some news sources, or rather news sources that we do recommend. I'm not too sure if you could have, in particular, like a live. A DJ could do a live news broadcast if they wanted to. I'm not entirely sure if there are any streams or rather sort of live broadcasts that you could simultaneously broadcast from somewhere, unless you know someone who is doing an online radio station and they broadcast the news live. Then what you could do is obviously seek their permission and add their station in as a relay. And as I said, a relay, what that'll do is that will take the feed from another online radio source and you can schedule it into your show as you would do any other playlist or live show. So if someone else was broadcasting the news live somewhere, you can, why not, simultaneously broadcast it on your station. Of course, the other way to do it live is for a DJ to do it themselves. I hope that's answered the question. Possibly not, but I do apologise. Let's have a look. Any other questions here? Looking at coming in through the live feed. Another question. Does our service downscale the quality from high-end lossless down to the max of your chosen plan? Yes. So, obviously, if I go to the settings, there is, obviously, as I said before, a limit on the quality of what you can broadcast to. So if you've got tracks that are of higher quality than 192 kbps, we will sort of re-encode it and broadcast it to this limit because that's the limit your station sounds. Arguably, to an audio file, there may be a difference between the different files, but generally speaking, I mean, a lot of people broadcast between 128 and 192, and there isn't really much difference between the two. I guess certain music types, there'll be a difference if you were broadcasting something that was a 320 kbps file. But yes, the answer is yes. We will sort of re-encode it to make sure it's broadcasting at the quality that your account allows you to. Let's have a look. Can I broadcast live from a mobile device? You can actually. Again, it's probably turning into my catchphrase. We have a guide on our website. We actually have an iOS app called Pocket Streamer. And this is a great way of broadcasting from a mobile phone, because what it does is it turns your mobile phone into basically a portable microphone. So you can take this iPhone out with you, or an iPad, I believe it does work as well. And it's great for, I guess, roving reporting, or if you're at an event and you want to interview someone there, or just do live coverage from somewhere. Or a lot of businesses are actually starting to use it because they do, obviously not now during COVID, but they do expos and conventions. And it's a great way of broadcasting, speaking to your audience that way. It's free to download from the Apple App Store. It's called Pocket Streamer. There's actually a video of me giving it a go on our website. We don't have an Android equivalent, unfortunately. So hopefully we will create one very, very, very soon. But yeah, Pocket Streamer is really, really good. I think we've got time for maybe one more question. Go on, Graham. Hit me with a good one. Let's have a look. running out of time, and I need to find a question. Really, probably should have planned it right at the very, very end. So about any developments for our software. So as I said, obviously it's nice that we like to keep people updated about the developments of our software. So obviously licensing is something that we are looking at incorporating very, very soon. So sure, soon in the future it will be less confusing because you can just come straight to us to do it, but we'll keep you up to date when that is happening. Advertising is something that we're looking into as well, so there might be a way to monetize your radio station through us, but again, these are all in the very, very, very early stages, but it is something we are looking at developing. Unfortunately, due to working all from home, we've concentrated on trying to keep the platform kind of working fully on while we're all away from the office. But there is always plenty of development going on. We're always improving the service where we can. So just keep an eye and an ear out, and we'll soon sort of be introducing lots of new features in the future. So yeah, thank you very much, guys. I know I kind of mucked up the last sort of question there, but I do hope you have found this useful. If you'd missed any part of this, then it will be available when I've decided to finish talking. And if you would like a personal one-to-one demo with me, you can just visit our website and you'll see a book a demo button on there. It'd be an appointment with either myself or one of my colleagues, and we're more than happy to answer any questions, guide you through the setting up the account, and discussing your plans. So please do get in touch. You can send me an email if you are interested to studio@radio.co. And again, if you have any questions about how our software works, you can visit our website, Radio.co. We have our Radio.co University, which is available 24/7, full of guides about absolutely everything. We have reviews, we have free courses and tips on marketing as well. And we also have our Radio.co blog, which is always being updated with fantastic articles just to inspire you to get the most out of your subscription and, most importantly, online radio station. Once again, thank you very much for joining me. I do hope you have found it useful, and hope to see you on air soon with Radio.co. Take care. Bye.
Starting a radio station has never been easier. Click here and I'll take you to a free guide which shows you exactly how you can start a radio station with minimal fuss, no technical headaches, plus also start getting those all-important listeners. How does that sound? Click here and I will take you to my free guide.